Hello and welcome to the New York Sports Show. I'm your host, Dominic Konowski. The New York Knicks came into the 2021 MLB season with a lot of expectations. Now they sit just one game above 500 with an 8-7 win-loss record and somehow struggle at home but have one of the best road records in the NBA. Now, the New York Knicks on the middle was a three-game homestand. They went up against the Indiana Pacers, which was a nail-biting win. The Orlando Magic, which was an upset loss. They had an 80% chance of winning. Knicks were not able to play down the stretch. And here we are now. They face the Houston Rockets on Saturday, and then they go away and play Sunday against the Chicago Bulls, which is one of the most dominant teams right now in the NBA. Now, when they went up against the Orlando Magic, like I said, 80% chance of winning. This was a team, though, that was so inconsistent and had so many defensive problems at different points of the game. I frankly cannot pinpoint in a specific area on where the Knicks defense just goes wrong. It's like all the players have no clue what they're doing at sometimes. So maybe they don't. This is a heavily offensive team. We don't have a lot of great defenders. I would say our best defender right now is big man Orleans Noel, but he's out with an injury with really no ETN when he'll be back as he's listed as day-to-day. Now, the Knicks lost that game against the Magic 104-98. Overall, this was a very close game. The Knicks were only trailing by 1 point going into halftime, and like I said, they were just not able to play down the stretch. You have Julius Randle coming in, who's averaging below 20 points so far this season. This is a guy who averaged above 22 last season. All of his numbers are down for three-point shooting and regular field goal shooting and foul shots. He's having one of the worst years of his career. And him being in the starting five and him being essentially the captain of the team, well, the starting five is having issues too. Evan Fournier, who was signed to a big contract, new guy, you could kind of come some slack if you want. But the fact is, he's not performing as well. It's looking like a bust for that. Kemba Walker's inconsistent. Heck, Kemba Walker couldn't even get 14 points the other night. Now, overall, RJ Beal was your top scorer in the Knicks Magic game at MSG with 17 points. It looks like he's coming out of a slump that he was in for, I would say, about 3 or 4 games. And then you had Alec Burks, who went for 15 points in 27 minutes, and Obi Toppin 14 and 18. Now, I would love to know Tom Thibodeau's issue with Obi Toppin. He does not give Obi Toppin a lot of playing time, and when Toppin is out on the court, well, Obi Toppin is popping. And that's something I cannot stress enough. Obi Toppin was just 1 point shy the other night against the Magic from his Knicks career high of 15 points. He does so well with the players. He's able to make moves with all the other 4 players out on the court, and that's what's so surprising. It's not like he plays well with just 1 or 2 guys. He plays well with all 4 on the court. The chemistry he brings when he's on the court is unbelievable, and the young talent he brings back the Knicks to their young core. They have, I would say, a very young core as a whole. You got R.J. Barrett, Mitchell Robinson, Emmanuel Quickley, and Obi Toppin. Very young core overall. And this is a team, like I said, heavily offensive. Against the Orlando Magic, the New York Knicks went 16 for 49 from the arc. That's a 32% three-point percentage. That's disgusting. You're never going to beat any team with that. And the Magic, let me remind you, have one of the worst-ranked offenses and defenses in the NBA. And the Knicks were only able to score 98, and they allowed them to score 104 points. That goes to show a lot right there. And then from field goal, they went 37 for 88. That's 42%. Once again, you're never going to win anything with those kind of numbers. The New York Knicks' biggest problem is just consistency. And in basketball, if you want to win, you got to be consistent. And frankly, if the Knicks could get consistent, they will win games. I wouldn't really say it's a player issue to one specific player, or some players struggling heavily at the get-go. Yes, they are, but overall, this is a team issue that Tom Thibodeau needs to address in the locker room. It's not really something you could do in warm-ups, because it's also a mental thing too, because if a player misses a few buckets, they start doubting themselves. So it has to do with mental awareness, more basketball IQ, and just pure consistency. Comment down below what you guys think. I'm Dominic Konowski, and I'm signing out. Peace.